Unscripted.
It's starting to get a little bit harder and harder to kind of pry myself away from gaming. Next generation is like that, to do some videos, but I was kind of scrolling. I was like, maybe I won't do anything today because, there won't be much to talk about. But then, of course, I've come out some stuff, and obviously there is stuff to talk about. So one of the more interesting things about this generation so far has been the fact that, I was unexpected to really see the absolute amount of insane cool games right away almost, and so that's something that has really kind of struck me by surprise. But it's such a good surprise, right? It's such a good surprise. And outside of that, I also think that Microsoft and Sony themselves, they're used to playing this game. Like, let's just be real, they are 100% used to playing this game. They understand what it takes to sort of do that. And I think that, again, this is one of those things that both Microsoft and Sony are going to have to kind of continue to do well. For Xbox fans, I guess expectations can't go anywhere but up, since they launched kind of into dire straits pretty much with the current lineup and stuff. So it's very interesting to see that. And then you also have the situation with Sony, where they launched with some good games, and they might possibly be doing some nonsense with the cross-gen stuff, which I don't agree with. I can't tell you how much, and stress how much I don't agree with the idea of what they're doing with some of the cross-gen stuff. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me personally. But if it makes sense to you guys, then I think that's fine. For me personally, I think, they can claim that they're going to, just like Phil Spencer was full of it, you can claim that you're going to make, all these amazing games, and they're going to take full advantage of this or that or the other thing. But the bottom line is, console game design is held back by the lowest common denominator. So if you're still making games for a PlayStation 4 years and years later, I think that's going to be a little bit of an issue, and that's going to be where we start to see some problem, and hopefully that's something that kind of gets rectified sooner rather than later. But even with that being said, we did have a little bit of an issue with the PlayStation 5. And this is something that Sony themselves are saying, so this should be something definitely to monitor the situation and sort of kind of pay attention to exactly what's going on. And like I said, with that being said, it's always just worthwhile just kind of talking about this stuff. But I wanted to jump right into it. Hopefully you guys are all having a good time. My UK friends and family, you guys are all getting your launch tomorrow. Congratulations. I hope you get one. If you are looking to get one, that's absolutely incredible, and I hope that is the case. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys are really looking to help out a small little crummy channel like mine, guess what? The like button is the simplest thing, the easiest thing to do, and it does really mean a lot to me that you guys are really supportive and stuff like that. So it really does mean a lot to me. Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and all of the people in between. So you guys are fantastic, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff without your guys' help. So thank you very, very much. It does mean a lot to me. So again, I appreciate it. So again, like, nothing is perfect, and this isn't necessarily a problem with PlayStation 5, like hardware or software wise, because some of those are being ironed out. Like I said, there was an update that it actually came out that it sort of fixes some of those issues and things like that. This is more along the lines of some of the issues going on elsewhere. So apparently, if you're looking for a PlayStation 5, you're going to be in a little bit of a bind. Okay, so here's the thing. PlayStation 5 is the hottest ticket going, so you have to kind of keep that in mind. With that being said, the PlayStation 5, like in particular, Japan is one territory where the numbers are always accurate, because that's just how they have to do things there. So we know how many consoles are sold, we know how many Xboxes sold, we know how many PS5 sold down. The PS5 sold out in Japan, but the launch numbers are pretty bad if you want to get honest about it. So PlayStation 5 sold out in Japan, although it won't be setting any records. It's actually the second worst major PlayStation launch in the region since PlayStation 2, beaten only by the PlayStation 3. The console sold only 118,000 units in 4 days, according to Famitsu, which is down considerably on the PlayStation 4's much more impressive 322,000 units. For posterity, the PS3 tallied 88,000 units in its first week. So it's important to note that the PS5 did, however, completely sell out in Sony's home nation. So it couldn't have done any better without a bigger allocation of stock. And there had been reports recently that Sony had kind of sidelined Japan in their plans following overall decline of home console sales in the country altogether. Regardless of whether or not that's true, it looks like it reserved the vast majority of supplies for the United States and Europe. Now, of course, Japanese gamers were forced to wait over 3 months for the PlayStation 4 to launch, so it could be argued that the situation is better this time around. Perhaps more worrying is that Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales and Demon's Souls bombed at retail there, selling just 18,000 units apiece. While those numbers don't include PS Store purchases, the attach rate is unlikely anything to really shout about. So retailers in Japan actually expect the PS5 to be out of stock until the end of the year, so it's going to be a slow start for next generation in the country. So it'll be interesting to see where that happens. And what was very interesting also was that the Xbox Series X/S only sold 21,000 units or whatever as well. So again, maybe they did a little bit worse than what the Xbox One did in Japan, but a lot of people keep on saying, hey, well, they're eventually going to pick up and, they're going to be doing much better, et cetera, and that's not necessarily that's not necessarily how this works. So with that being said, I would just expect more along the status quo. When Sony can get more more consoles there, of course, they're going to sell better and they're going to do better. So the other problem that is starting to arise is this thing called forced hardware PS5 bundles. So retailers know that the world wants a PlayStation 5, obviously, and they've got you pretty much by the balls, to be honest with you. So while we could somewhat see the value of Costco, like there's this one in there, they have this new bundle with the Sony television and all the accessories. It's a forced package that left people really kind of questioning things. It's $1,399. So what do you get? Well, you get a PS5 along with an extra DualSense controller, HD camera, a Pulse 3D headset, a DualSense changing station, Miles Morales, Sackboy, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, Assassin's Creed, and a chair, to be specific, an Arazi gaming chair. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff. But think about it this way. That's still a better deal than just getting a PlayStation 5 alone on eBay by somebody just selling it, because I've seen some of those go for $1,500. So you could at least get all the extra stuff that you wanted. Honestly, there are a lot of these things going on, even at places like GameStop, right? You go there, you look, and you're like, okay, well, let's see if I can find a PlayStation 5. Well, you find a PlayStation 5, but it's like, well, we want to sell you 3 consoles, 2 controllers, a camera, and a cartridge and a pear tree. And it's kind of funny because the Xbox Series X and S are the same way, right? Like, I was looking online, and some of those deals are like, okay, well, you want to buy an Xbox One X? Sure, we'll sell it to you, but you got to buy an extra controller. You got to buy 6 months of Game Pass. Then we want to sell you 2 games at full price that are already in Game Pass. Here's Minecraft Dungeons, and here's Gears Tactics for $60. You know what I mean? Like, they're making you buy stuff that's already in Game Pass. It doesn't really make much sense, but that's going to be a problem going forward as well, because Sony has already said that their stock isn't going to be allocated and isn't going to be up to snuff. It isn't going to be where it needs to be until next year sometime. So people will want to pay pretty much any price they can for those PlayStation 5 consoles. It's very, very much one of those situations where they kind of got people by the balls a little bit, and it's very interesting to see sort of how people are sort of playing out. But I would say that it does sort of make things a little bit suspicious. But also, as the European launch looms overhead, there's 1 day away. It looks like there's a PS5 shortage as well. PlayStation 5 is going to be launching in Europe and the rest of the world, and it looks like There's an indie developer that pointed out the largest retailer, the Netherlands, will only have 500 PS5 units available for sale on launch day, and that makes it 500 PlayStation 5 consoles for a population of 20 million people, which, you know, isn't really a fair comparison, but that does paint a grim picture of what to expect in terms of the short supply, considering that the retailer did not take any pre-orders. It goes without saying the entire stock of 500 units will be sold out within a very short amount of time. At least consumers to either wait for a second wave or try their luck with other retailers or like online and things like that. Sony Interactive Entertainment previously already announced that all day of launch sales will be conducted through online stores. This means that the only way to purchase a PS5 console on launch day will be digitally through like online means and things like that. The decision was taken due to the pandemic and imposed lockdowns, which are happening again to ensure that consumers do not start lining up outside of their local stores. PlayStation 5 officially launches in Europe and the rest of the world on November 19th, and the console, as already noted, was launched in select regions on November 12th, excuse me. So yeah, again, this is taking up pretty much everything, you know, that's coming out there. This is going to be a console that's going to be extremely hard to get, and you know, that's just going to be the case, and I feel like that's going to be probably the case for a while, unfortunately. So hopefully, you know, we can get some things kind of worked out there sooner rather than later. But yeah, things are sort of coming about, and I gotta say, has been kind of a wacky start to a next generation, but you know, things are sort of calming down, things are sort of kind of doing their own thing, and it is a very exciting time regardless. So with that being said, I'm going to link all of this stuff in the description. I want you to please check it out at your own leisure and let me know what you think. And at the end of the day, you know, hopefully everybody gets a console that wants one, and I hope everybody has a fantastic day. You know, stay safe, happy, and healthy. Take care of each other. Game on, my friends. Game on. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.